everyone is having a wonderful time out there. I hope everybody is indeed staying safe, and I hope everyone is keeping hold of their sanity, because that too is very important. We're just over a week into this whole social distancing thing, and well, the time has come for me to start redecorating, because that's the level I'm at the moment. Now, I'm starting off small. I'm starting with my bookshelf, and I'm getting some floating shelves coming in, but let's get to it because I have a lot of work I have to get done. Here is the bookshelf in question. Have a lot of things on it. I have my printer on the left side of it, and then that bag right there, that's my office bag. Everything from my desk is in there, so that's gonna stay put for right now. But what I'm thinking is we'll pull everything off the shelves and start organizing into categories just to get going. And if there's anything I do want to donate, then I'll put that in my donation pile, which is conveniently right there. And then that's the pile I have to somehow figure out how to fit on the bookshelf. So, it shall be a challenge, my friends. Alright, here is the pile. We have technically 3 piles right now. We have the photo albums over there. The majority of the things on the shelf, that's what we need to add to the shelf. And then here are some of the knickknacks that I just placed on my kitchen counter so I don't step on them, because a lot of them are very delicate. And some of them are antique. Some of them are 100 years old or so. Some I don't even know how old they are, so yes. So we have all of the books semi-organized. I know it doesn't look quite organized, but it actually is kind of. These are 2 of my photo albums. I have one that my big made me, and this is my photo album from when I was in high school in Prague. For those that don't know, I lived there for 2.5 years when I was growing up. Now this is interesting. This is kind of a pseudo-academic pile, though I feel like I'm missing a book. I am. See, I knew I was missing one because it's the largest book that I have. Maybe not, who knows. But this is the Norton Anthology of Theory and Criticism, specifically literature theory. It's the science behind literature and content creation in terms of writing, and it's a phenomenal book, and I do still reference this baby a lot. Same with this one, which is The Art of the Personal Essay. Same kind of theory, a little less on the science side of writing, but more on the content creation. But this is a great one for personal essay, but also any type of creative nonfiction I've used. Convergent culture and working with words. I used both of these for, I think it was What is a Text, and then this other one I also used for my editing class. And then these are kind of all some miscellaneous. I have my theory book. This was the guitar book I used during the summers when I wasn't in school, because guitar for me was a class, it wasn't like an after-school activity. My ASL book, and then of course my graphic design book. If you're looking to get into graphic design, this is a great place to start. Would definitely recommend those. Those are all my journals. Yes, I write in all of them. The only one that I haven't started writing in is this top one. This is the one that I am saving for when I need a new journal and I don't want to go out and buy one. Fun fact about me, I have a journal for everything. I have one for, let's see, this one is for all of my healing practices that I've learned about. This is a very, very, very old one. This is from high school. My friend Melissa gave it to me, and it's still my poetry and songwriting book. This is my devotion book, and then this is kind of a to-do list in sorts. Let's see, going over here, these are all of my professional development books. You Are a Badass, phenomenal. Basic Black, haven't read that, you need to. Who Moved My Cheese, recommend reading that constantly because you will always get something new out of it. And then the rest are mostly for work. These two piles, it's technically one pile, but they're all of the fiction pieces that I have already read that I would reread again. And then that back pile over there are the ones I haven't read yet, but there's also Lean In, which is I'm currently reading right now. Those are the ones I still need to read. And then that front pile is two of the autobiographies. So let's see. So I have, this is Tina Fey's autobiography. It came with a dust jacket, and I don't know where it was, but I was traveling with it, which is why I took the dust jacket off, because I didn't want it to rip. And then this one is Kristen Chenoweth's autobiography, and it's especially cool because she did autograph it, which she did on July 18th, 2015. I will always remember that day. It was the time that I saw her in on the 20th Century, and it was such a phenomenal show. Love that so much. Oh, that shouldn't be there. That should be right there. And that's Spring Awakening. I've read this numerous times. It is a phenomenal play. But then this pile, there's one other book that will go in this pile, but it's currently in the have not read yet. I have a lot on World War II and the Holocaust. I don't know why, but it is a fascinating subject to me, so it's a bit of a problem. I have gotten rid of a lot of texts from that. I do still have a few more somewhere in this house. Which I'm sure I will add to the pile, but I find the psychology of it just fascinating, and I find the story of it just deathly fascinating. But yes, moving on quite along, something a little bit happier. This is the Alpha Gamma Delta songbook that I have. I'm not going to open it because there are secrets in here. Not really, but really. But this is kind of old. I forget how I got this. I think my mom gave this to me, but I don't really remember. It is from 1930. Oh, no. I know where I found this. I found this in a thrift store. Yes. I found this in a thrift store when I was in college, and I was a freshman, and ironically, I had just joined Alpha Gamma Delta, so this is where I found it. That's right. How could I forget that? All right, it's time to start putting the books back on the bookshelf. Alright, the books are now on the shelf. I am going to go through and alphabetize them in a bit, but I wanted to get them off the floor because it was driving me nuts having them on the floor, even though it was only for approximately 10-15 minutes, but it was very much annoying me. So, they're currently on the shelves. They are organized mildly. The bottom shelf is all of my academic books, as well as any of my self-help or professional development things. And on to the far right, I have both my photo albums and then a filing folder, which I usually just keep my coupons in. And then the second shelf on the left side are all the books that I am currently reading / need to finish reading. And then on the left side are all the books I have read. And then the center, they are separated by my Manufactura basket, which I keep just different samples and knickknacks inside. So now on to the rest of the mess, which is, it looks like just those things. That back book I'm going to be donating, and everything on the kitchen counter. So most of these things will be going on the floating shelves I get in a couple of days. Some of them will be going back onto the bookshelf, but for now we are going to semi-pause. I'm just going to put them back onto the bookshelf in a mild fashion, just to kind of get them uncluttered, if you will. So that way they're not all over the floor and whatnot. This is cool. This looks like a brick, because it is a brick. But this is a brick to my old fraternity house. The original structure, which was built in 1925, was torn down and they built a new house, which is beautiful and gorgeous. And this is a brick from that structure, so I have this. If you didn't already know, I have an obsession with elephants. There is one elephant here, and then there's an elephant ornament right there. And then I have another elephant bowl, which is on my kitchen island. So those I'm probably going to keep on the bookshelf just so they're all together, but I also have a solid addiction to candles. Here are 2, and I believe there are 3 more, yes there are, on the counter over there, and the rest of everything is on the counter is just my knickknacks. Oh look, there's the other elephant right there. This is something really special. This is a mask I purchased in Venice from a mask shop, and the artist did sign the back. And there is the sticker of authenticity. It is starting to peel off, but it is an Italian Venetian mask made in the traditional sense with paper mache, and then it just has a lot of glitter and ornamentation on it, and it's just, it's one of the most stunning pieces that I have in my collection, honestly. Of course, there it is. There's the other book I was missing. This one I have read, and I will read multiple more times. Also a phenomenal book, if you have not read it. This one's going to have to fit back on the bookshelf. Oh dear, my goodness. I knew there was a book I was missing. I knew it. You know when you just feel that there's something missing? Alright, so now I have to figure out how to squeeze it into that shelf right there. Wish me luck. Alright, in the end it wasn't all that dramatic, but it kind of is because now my divider is at a slant, so I'm going to have to figure out another way to organize those. So it might end up turning into one shelf is for books I've already read and one shelf is for books I haven't read yet. Actually, I could probably go ahead and do that now. Yes, I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Maybe put the books I have read on that shelf, and then the books I haven't read a little bit higher, so that way I see them, they're more eye level. Yes, precise, that's what I shall do. Alright, there we go. That's better. Looks a little bit cleaner, less cramped, I suppose. And then the other thing I guess I shall do is find a place for all of my candles, which I'm thinking I do have some down there. But I'm thinking maybe that second to top shelf might be the best place for them. Yeah, I suppose we'll go ahead and do that. Alright, there we go. I did change my mind a little bit. I decided to put my candles on that bottom shelf because I really only use one and it typically sits right there. So, just for storage, I did keep them there, and then I have the brick next to the books I have not read yet with some picture frames and some small knickknacks, but those will all probably move to the floating shelves once those come in. So until then, here's where we are right now, and that's what's left to go on the shelves. Some of those items plus the 2 dolls that are there. My floating shelves have arrived. They are hung. Yay! They actually came in, I want to say a day early, so that was very exciting. I did not have a drill, but I got them installed without a drill. I won't say how. I don't think it was safe at all, but it's fine. They're up, they're perfectly level, and they're great. So I have one on this wall, and originally where that photo was my map of Brooklyn, but I swapped them because the map of Brooklyn is a much more modern, sleeker frame, and then the Prague photo. That frame I actually got in an antique store, so it's it matches the shelving just a little bit more. On the frame you can see there's some, I guess, carvings into it, and then it's very similar to the floating shelf that has some absolutely stunning detailing in it. But on this floating shelf, I have my nesting doll from Prague, and each doll has a different scene from Prague, and then I have 2 Venetian masks on each side. I have another electric blue one that is from Venice that I ordered for a dance production, but I don't have it currently with me. It's at my parents' house, but I will probably get that one back and put that on the floating shelf with this. My other goal and thought is to get a second set of these shelves and put the nesting doll all unstacked on one and put the masks on another one, but we shall see. That's for another day. Alright, and there is my last floating shelf. It's on the exact opposite wall from the other side, so it's almost like they're looking at each other, but this one's hung up a little bit higher because I did it in line with the painting that is above my couch. But on the shelf, I have an antique pillbox. The picture next to it is an antique picture from my yaya, my dad's mom. The Vespa model, it's a very small one that my parents got me when they were in Italy. One of the millionth times we've gone there. That is an antique vase that I found in a thrift store. And then I have my 3-legged pig, which is supposed to be in the folklore of the creature. It's supposed to be for good luck, so I keep it there for good luck. One of my dearest friends got him for me, so he's up there looking down and giving much mess that we're going through right now. And there's my bookshelf, completely reorganized. Now I did finally go through and organize the books by author's last name, so they're in alphabetical order, and it just looks so much less cluttered. I'm so happy that I went ahead and did this. But like I said, I'll probably be getting some more floating shelves. And oh dear, I just realized I didn't put up my dolls. I have two dolls I didn't put up. I'll have to do that, my dear. There we go, now they're up. All right, so that first doll next to the blue elephant, that is actually a Lucille Ball I Love Lucy doll from one of my favorite episodes. It's from the Lucy's Italian movie episode where she stomps the grapes the old way. She was an impulse buy from eBay, no judgment. And then the doll next to it is the 1960s sorority girl Barbie doll. Now my dad, I will say, won at Christmas gifts that year. He did a vintage theme or like a throwback theme, I guess is the better term for it, where he got me a Barbie doll and he got my brother a Lego kit. So just as a memory of things we used to get back in the day, and it's one of my favorites. I do want to order shoes for her. I want to see what kind of shoes that original doll wore, because she didn't come with shoes, and I do want to get a new casing for it, because right now she's just in the box and the plastic that was in front of her has cracked and torn. It's just not good anymore. Whoops. But there we go. There's my bookshelf. And I'm so happy with it. I'm so glad I got the time to reorganize and restructure and just make my life a little less cluttered, a little more organized. All right, so with that, I shall see you all very soon. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Stay safe out there. And if you've done any redecorating, let me know. Show me in the comments. All right, I'll see you later, guys.